This is the real Feng Shui Bagua. If you've been using this Bagua, what I call the doppelganger or the fast food Feng Shui Bagua, you better stop and listen. In the next few minutes, I'm going to be going a little bit deeper on how this fast food Feng Shui Bagua basically took real classical formulas and spun it around and marketed it to hungry Feng Shui enthusiasts who want simpler Feng Shui. But as I mentioned in my last video, simpler does not mean results. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about where this fast food Feng Shui Bagua has similarities with classical Feng Shui that makes it look like it's legit, but it really isn't. But before I go a little bit deeper, if you want a copy of this real Feng Shui Bagua, comment below and I'll send you a DM with a link inside. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Safrina Kadri, and I'm the founder of FengShui-and-Prosper.com. And I have been a Feng Shui consultant for the past 15 years, teaching hundreds and thousands of students and clients all over the world on how to use real, classical, true Feng Shui for real results. And in each of my 15 video series, I'm going to be teaching you one main takeaway that you need to understand and grasp in order for you to start going into the path of traditional Feng Shui. So make sure you watch all of them. So there's two versions of this fast food Feng Shui Bagua. Like, no wonder you guys are so confused, right? One of the version uses the door as your north. Another version, it doesn't matter where the door is. It uses a little bit of the compass for you to determine the directions in your room. In this case, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to put the door on the north direction. And the fast food Feng Shui Bagua says that the north is your career corner, southeast is your money corner, southwest is your relationship corner, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into too deep of that because we tackled that in the last video. You have probably heard that the element in the east and southeast is wood, that the element of the south is fire, that the element of the southwest and the northeast is earth. You probably heard of this. And actually, the center is earth as well. And that the west and the northwest is metal element. And last but not least, that the element in the north is water. So in Black Hat sect or BTB, whatever, most of them, they say, oh, if your door is in the south of your house, because the element of the south is fire, then you need a red door. Or if your door is in the north, then you need a blue door because the element of the north is water. Well, not so fast. Determining what elements you need in each direction is not based on this simple diagram. And this is where I want to bring your attention to the Lo Shu. So let's take a look at this. This is the Lo Shu and the later Heaven Bagua. The Lo Shu is actually a 3x3 chart like this. Okay, a 3x3 grid with this pattern: 5 in the center, 6 in the northwest, 7 in the west, 8 in the northeast, 9 in the south, 1 in the north, 2 in the southwest, 3 in the east, and 4 in the southeast. And of course, with going back to the 5 in the center. The Lo Shu is the basis of where a lot of formulas are born out of. And as you can see, there are numbers 1 to 9 in this 3x3 grid. And each of these numbers, they do have their elements, which coincides with what a lot of the fast food Feng Shui Bagua would tell you, right? So in the Lo Shu and in the later Heaven Bagua sequence, each of these numbers, they do have their elements, but just because the number 9 is in the south of the Lo Shu, which is in this case, and the number 9's element is fire, that in and of itself does not dictate that the element that you need in the south is red. Again, this chart is a jumping off point. This is where a lot of the formulas and a lot of the actual applications are birthed from, but this in and of itself is not the application. And this is where this fast food Feng Shui Bagua has led many people astray. And if you've used this fast food Feng Shui Bagua to do your Feng Shui and you've gotten into worse trouble than before you started, it's because this fast food Feng Shui knowledge has inadvertently led you down the path where you unknowingly activated the wrong energy with the wrong colors, with the wrong elements. Here's a crash course on what the later Heaven Bagua is. So in Bagua arrangements, the south is always at the top. So the Ba is number 8, Gua is actually trigram. So each of these directions have its own trigram. In the south is the trigram of Li. In the north is the trigram of Kan. In the northwest is trigram of Qian. In the southwest is trigram of Kun. In the west is the trigram of Dui. In the northeast is the trigram of Gen. In the east is the trigram of Zhen. And in the southeast is the trigram of Xun. And now we're going to add another layer to the later heaven Bagua. And these layers are not just the numbers that you see in the Lo Shu, but we're also going to combine the numbers with their respective elements. So this is what we're going to do here. So the numbers 3 and 4 are wood elements. The number 9 is a fire element. The number 1 is a water element. The numbers 2, 5, and 8 are earth elements. And last but not least, the numbers 6 and 7 are metal element numbers. This is not, again, this is not the end all and be all of the Feng Shui application. If you look at how this fast food Feng Shui Bagua says, oh, your room in the southeast, the element is wood, then you need to make that your southeast and your east room painted in green for wood element. In traditional Feng Shui, this is the launch pad where a lot of formulas are calculated from, but this in and of itself does not constitute application. And this is why many of you guys, when you follow this Feng Shui Bagua, quote unquote Feng Shui Bagua, you get into trouble because you inadvertently put the wrong elements, put the wrong colors in a direction in your home. Now, in the next few video series, I'm going to go a little bit more deeper into the real Feng Shui Bagua and all the other stuff that goes along with it. So this is going to be your crash course 101 on what is real Feng Shui, specifically in Flying Star Feng Shui. And again, if you want to get the one sheet of this real Feng Shui Bagua, just comment below and I'll DM you with a link for you to download.